These are the parts that were delivered that will be used to assemble one treadle cabinet. They are all marked by serial number according to the serial number of the machine. Step one is to locate the bag that has come with each machine. It will contain this hardware that will be used to put the treadles together. Step two is to put the treadle legs onto the treadle itself. So using 4 of the large screws from the bag, you'll put those in the threaded holes and make sure that the Singer emblem is on the outside and the Singer is facing you as you put this together. Now I'm going to use an impact because they do have to be somewhat tight so that they don't loosen during vibration. Put this one again. Okay. And repeat with the second leg. Again, using 2 of the large screws. And making sure the Singer emblem is pointing out away from the treadle. Then tighten. And that's the assembly of the base. And this is what the completed base looks like. The wheel is zip tied in some places just so it won't be loose. Leave those until the end so that the wheel doesn't turn. All right, step 3 is to remove the drawers. The key is located in the canvas bag for each one of the cabinets. This just makes it easier to install the screws from the treadle base into the cabinet. So we're going to remove these drawers, and then the next thing is we'll show you the cabinet flipped so that it'll be easier to install the treadle base. All right, step 4 is flipping the cabinet so you can set the treadle on it, but watch the lid that it doesn't come open on you, and flip it onto a surface that won't scratch it, and there we go, it's flipped. All right, we should have shown you the front of the cabinet rather than mounting it from the back. It just is a little easier to determine how the treadle goes on. So now this treadle will get flipped, and again with the Singer pointing towards the drawer in the front, the decorative drawer. You're going to get the heavy end. This fits next to the drawer frames, and lines up with the holes that are in there. Now then there are 4 screws again that will be in the canvas bag, and those will go in the attachment holes. Can't see. For the treadle. I'm just setting these in here. On some of the treadles, they have a back on them, so it's easier to get in through here with the drawers removed. That's why the drawers were removed. So now I'll need to get in. I don't have that one lined up. Let's see if the back one's lined up. Okay, that one's in. And don't tighten them just yet. See if I can get this one in place. So then we'll get this one lined up.
There it is.
There it is. Okay. So I got that one lined up. We'll tighten. Okay, we'll put that in and tighten it. Then move to the front two. You can see one will go in there and one will go in over here, and those 4 get tightened. All right, step 6 is to take the braces that you will find in the canvas bags, along with, there will be 4 braces and 8 of these screws. Those get put in these braces. And tighten down. Helps steady the drawers and give some support to the treadle. Now on the cabinets that I delivered out there will be a couple of sets of these holes in the bottom of this frame. I repositioned some of them to give a better fit of the hook into the treadle leg. So make sure you're in the right holes when that gets put back together. So then when this hook goes on, snug those down. And I was going to mention, if you do have any of these holes that are loose or stripped, I use a piece of a toothpick that's broken off on the end, put it in the hole, and then put the screw in, and it will normally tighten up then for you. In any of the big screws on the treadle going on to the cabinet, or these screws. And so then we'll do the same thing on the other end. All right, so we've turned the machine back upright. This is what it looks like assembled. So now I'm going to, for step 7, put the head into the cabinet. So we'll lift up the lid. There are 2 dagger pins. They're a bit tricky. This is how we found to actually get the machine started on there without mashing somebody's fingers. So on the machine, there are 2 holes and there are 2 set screws. So the holes here and here go over the dagger pins. And just slide on the dagger pins. It doesn't hurt to support that, but we'll then tighten these set screws, and that will have the machine mounted in the cabinet. there's a little indention, and you can actually feel when the set screws go down in that indention, the machine raises just a bit. As you'll notice, this machine's very dirty. It's one we have to clean up. And it sits just like that. Okay, next we'll put on a belt. All right, in step 8, we're going to install the belt. The belt is basically a rubber tube. Again, there will be a belt in each canvas bag. When you get it put together, they're already pre-cut, so they're the correct length. When you get the belt put back on, they just slide back on to that metal fitting. All right, so we'll have to move the camera around so you can see everywhere that it goes. So it slides up over this pulley, over the top, then through this hole in the back. I'm going to raise this up so you can see this. In some of the cabinets that you have, there will be an opening like this. And some of them, there's a hole in the back. So there, you may have 2 different types. So the belt will go down through the back. I believe in all the cabinets there's this eye that the belt has to go through, and then bring the belt inside the spoke wheel. Oh, well, we forgot. What we have to do is cut this as part of this step. Then I'm going to bring this side of the belt through, and it will also go through a slot or a hole in the bottom of the cabinet, depending on what kind of cabinet you have. And that put down like so. Then the belt comes through. We're going to get a little more slack here and bring it through this loop and let that loop go back. Some of those have springs in them and some don't, so you just need to make sure it's back there. And we'll get this put together on this fitting. And then you can bring the wheel and you'll see this slot right here. So bring that around and the belt will catch on that slot. And just pull it around. And it's a treadle. Okay, step 9 and the final step is put the drawers back in. You'll note that there's some springs on one side. Those go in towards the middle of the machine, just help with tension on the drawer. So again, the spring's on the inside. Then you'll see on these, the spring is on the inside in the opposite direction. And then the last one. And it's probably a good idea to relock the drawers, just because if it's being moved, the drawers will slide out and fall if they're not held in. So that's locked, and that's locked. And if the machines are going to be stored, it's usually a good idea to just put them back down in the cabinet, just to keep dust off of them. Wouldn't hurt this one, it's already so dusty, so we haven't cleaned this one. And then just put the lid back on, and they're set to leave for a period of time. One last thing I wanted to say is, if this cabinet and machine get transported, you should take the head out of the cabinet. So again, that's pulling the head up and removing these two set screws. Then, in order to remove the belt, this lever is used. Twist it out and just turn the wheel, and you can see it working its way off the wheel. So then the belt is loose, and you can take the belt apart and pull the head off, and then transport it that way, put the head back on. We've had some machines that have broken parts in trying to move them inside the cabinet as they jostle around in a vehicle. So hope that goes well for you. Thanks.